Welcome to the Channel Nation, a Jaden Sheets, and these are one of the top stories making headlines today. Now, Mayor of New York City has blasted the Andrew Holness-led administration for the lack of drug and gun control seen on the island. The mayor also offered to partner with Jamaica to stem the flow of drugs and guns, as it seems as if the Jamaican authorities are unable to tackle the problem on their own. The mayor was quoted as saying, "As mayor of the great city of New York, which is home to almost 1 million Jamaicans, I am concerned about the flow of guns and ammunition as well as drugs from New York City to Jamaica and the impact that it is having on the country as it relates to the loss of lives." Nation, it is clear. They are stating that we are unable to take care of our own affairs. I couldn't see the video on itself, and they will continue the reason. Look and listen.
The mayor of New York City, Mr. Adams, had the power to help stop the flow of guns and drugs between New York and Jamaica?
Well, first of all, let me say greetings to your listening audience. That's a very good way to start the discussion, because some people make the argument that he doesn't even have the power to stop what's going on in his city. But be that as it may, you don't kick a gift horse in the mouth. And so if he's offering assistance, and they've got lots of resources, because I've worked with NYPD in various capacities over the years on a daily basis. So they have resources. And if he's offering the resources, I say, let's take him up on his offer.
What could he realistically do?
Lots. For example, I can give you an example. When I was in charge of the FBI office in Southern Africa, I brought a group of South African police officials who were interested in forming a tracker team to take care of the most dangerous people in the country. And I actually took them on a study tour to New York, Washington, and Mississippi. And they learned a hell of a lot from the police officers in New York, and things that they learned, they actually implemented. And the tracker team is probably one of the most successful components of the South African Police Service. So they can provide intelligence assistance. They can also provide training in terms of leadership, major crime, crime scene, for example, some of those things. They could also provide consultancy. But I don't know, to be honest with you, if they're, even though the offer was made, I don't know if they're in a position to do that, considering the increase in crime in New York City.
Mr. Williams, what was your reaction to this news, Mr. Adams offering help?
Well, at first I thought it was a pretty good gesture, a good piece of PR. He knows that crime is the #1 issue in Jamaica right now. But I don't know if he knows the real origins of crime in the gangs that control Jamaica. 2 main gangs, One Order and Klansman. And I don't know if he knows about the garrison constituencies. That is the root of where all crime comes from. But let us just look at the gesture. I think it's a good gesture. I agree with the attorney that you have on the panel that he could help greatly in forensics and intelligence and that aspect of it if the Jamaican government were to invite teams from New York City to Jamaica. But I'm a local politician and I'm on the ground. And I don't believe that neither the GLP or the PNP really want to solve crime in this country. Because, as I've said before on CVM, for the GLP or the PNP to really solve crime in this country, they have to cut off their left hand. And none of them is prepared to cut off that hand. That is the hand that controls the garrison constituencies in this country. And I just hasten to say that both the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition are 2 garrison MPs.
Right. So let's get back to you, Mr. Rattigan, and we're looking at the situation that the mayor confronts, because he's into the job 4 months, and major crimes are up 42%, larceny is up 54%, robberies 45%, car thefts 65%. Will he have time to assist us?
Well, you know what? Let me answer the question like this. Let's go back to the relationship that he's trying to establish. That relationship is a long-standing relationship. I mean, I remember when I was in charge of the intelligence division in New York, that I used to see policemen from JCF. They come up and they would go to NYPD to look at ComStat and different innovative ways at dealing with crime. So that relationship is there already. The problem is implementation, because ask yourself the question, the police officers who came up and got that training, what did they do with that training once they got back to Jamaica? Now, regarding the issues facing the mayor and crime in New York City.
All right, we'll have to pick up. We'll have to pick up on those issues. We have to take a quick break, Mr. Rattigan, and our good friend, the chairman of the NDM, with us, Michael Williams.
Welcome back. We are still exploring the possibilities contained in the Mayor of New York's offer to help stem the flow of drugs and guns into the island. Still with us, Wilfred Rattigan, attorney at law and former high-ranking FBI official. And in studio, Michael Williams, chairman of the National Democratic Movement. Mr. Rattigan, I'd like you to finish the thought you were making before the break, please.
Yes, thank you. Let's talk about where does the diaspora fit in this. And I have to say a big shout out to Ms. Doreen Buchanan and the Diaspora magazine.
Yes, Nation, now let's continue the reasoning. Now, the mayor was also quoted as stating, some of the guns that are causing deaths in Jamaica are the same that are manufactured right here in the United States and are shipped to Jamaica and the region, which are also causing the same deaths in my city. He continued, it is clear that New York City is the heart and soul of the Jamaican diaspora, as it boasts the largest Jamaican population in America. Out of all the states in America, you know, them have whole heap of states, New York City has more Jamaicans than any other state. Adam spoke. Unbelievable contributions of the Jamaican diaspora to the city cannot be ignored. Of course, Jamaicans have influenced numerous cities and countries across the globe. Now I wonder why it is that Jamaicans seem to have a lack of appreciation, not just for the culture, not just for the music, and not just for the influence that we have had across the globe, but for the lives of other Jamaican citizens. It's almost like if you don't know the person personally, it don't matter to you. No, crime and violence affect everybody. We either reside on the island, are planning to return as returning residents to the island, or just travel back and forth between other countries and the island. The crime and violence issue has to be tackled. We need to find some common ground with international authorities, of course. And we're going with importation. Remember, this is a business. This is not a revolution taking place. Individuals are bringing in illegal weapons simply for the sale. Not because they might try to fight for some cause or nothing of the sort. Just for the sale. And as such, the Prime Minister of the island has stated that he plans to go after the major players. Not just the people who are buy them. Of course, the law is the law. So individual caught buying an illegal weapon, he may go face jail time. But for the people who are bring it in, facilitate the money transaction, the big money transactions, we have the big wire transfer. Because these things have to be paid for overseas. Money have to reach them people for these shipments get sent. So the Prime Minister stated that these individuals who are involved in the trade itself will be sought, arrested, charged, and prosecuted. But that's stated by the experts. Mindset plays a great role. Because firearms by themselves don't do nobody no harm. A firearm just there by itself harms nobody. But the mindset of the individuals who wield these weapons, that is where the problem is at. So something needs to change about the mindset. Talk to me in the comment section. You know the sentiments. For those who don't, first and foremost, when you click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and yes, more you put it on all. And this is how you know we'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here upon the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them for check out check out the reasoning. Join the discussion. The comment section open 24/7. Never lock yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there, and we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. Until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours, of course, wanna live, love, and prosper. Wanna stay tuned until the reason again. International authorities are offering their help. And this help we can't ignore. Because I will say, the funding needed is still not there. For do all the things that we know the security forces need for do, or get all the equipment that we know the security forces need for have. So if international authorities plan to send some strength, of course it will be accepted by the administration in power. Until the reason again, stay tuned.